Ladies and gentlemen, Juan Romero here, back with another review. This is Brotherhood United on the Nintendo Switch. Before I get into it, I want to thank Jason for putting the script together. We've both played this game, and well, he's a very good writer, so I let him get on with it, and I've converted this into video for your viewing pleasure. I've got a couple of these to give away, so stay tuned till the end to find out how to win one of these. Brotherhood United then is a unique little title, simple as they come, a reminder of some of the lesser titles of old. It has a charm about it that makes it worth playing, but it's far from perfect. Introduction aside, let's check the story out. The story for Brotherhood United is fairly simple, albeit unique. Made us laugh out loud when we learned that the whole game is based on saving your criminal friends, because like the mob mentality, nobody messes with the Brotherhood. It starts off with you being introduced into the Brotherhood, and then out of the blue, some of your comrades are taken by a rival gang. You are simply instructed to fight for your friends, and you must make sure the enemies pay for what they've done, no matter what. Now, like we said, it is simple, but at the same time, a fun little concept. The dedication of the Brotherhood is obviously deep, because although you are just being introduced into the group, you literally have to kill hundreds of enemies to get revenge and save your brothers. Now, gameplay wise, Brotherhood United is a 2D action platformer where you exist on simply designed 2D plane as you run and gun your enemies. Imagine a lighter version of Contra where you and the enemies have more health. You progress through a series of levels that take place in a variety of arenas, from the city to a high-tech base to a cave. The enemies are quite varied for such a small game, which was a surprise to see, and the way they progress is actually nice. It never felt like you were introduced to high-powered enemies too early, so Brotherhood United does a wonderful job gradually increasing its difficulty and expectations of you, the player. Now, since it's a simple 2D game, your actions are quite simple. You're able to move freely around each stage, including jumping onto platforms and dropping down from them as well. You have your trusty pistol, but you'll also be picking up tons of different weapons throughout the game. The attention to the gun controls are much appreciated too. You can switch guns with ease using ZL, and you can aim at a 45-degree angle with the L and R buttons. This makes for quick change outs and rapid fire killing once you get used to the controls. Your character can also roll with A and throw grenades with X. Learning to roll especially is key for avoiding overcrowded situations. At the end of each stage, you'll be presented with a lovely scoring system. The way Brotherhood United rates your gameplay is with 3 factors: killing all the enemies, saving all your bros, and not dying. You'll earn 1 star for each of these accomplishments, but it doesn't really affect the gameplay or your progression. It seems to exist solely for those who like a good challenge. Now, dying is a lot like the games of old. You have a certain amount of lives per stage, and losing all of those lives and it'll be game over and a restart from the beginning of that level. Now, although this method feels a little bit archaic and arcadey, we quite liked it. It allowed us to start areas over with a better knowledge of what to do, and so it saved as a great motivator of sorts. The boss fights are unique, they're quite fun to be honest. We did find them to be a little bit frustrating at times, but for the most part, the bosses all provide great challenges to test your skills more and more with each passing one. You can definitely tell that a lot more love went into some of these bosses, because the quality difference between some of them is almost like night and day. The platforming in Brotherhood United is probably the most disappointing aspect and could do with some improvement. Jumping often felt a little bit clunky in certain areas where it expects you to make tight jumps on disappearing floors, and I expect some fluid and smooth platforming. However, more often than not, the jumping was a little bit problematic and caused more frustration than it should have had, which is quite disappointing considering the action side of the game is very good. Brotherhood United also has couch co-op, and it's a lot of fun actually, as should be the case. Co-op raises the difficulty by adding more enemies into each level and by giving the bosses more health. A great little addition, just adds a whole lot more value where you can play your game with a friend. Like Contra, Brotherhood United is just better with a mate. In terms of the audio is probably the greatest aspect of this game. Surprisingly catchy soundtrack, and each new stage provides new music to go alongside with the new environments. The menu music and boss music are also a lot of fun and really give the game an old school NES feel. The sound effects are great as well, especially the guns and how distinct each and every one of them sound. The clear difference between even the different handguns is quite noticeable. So I have to give props here. We do have to give props to the sound team for doing such an awesome job. And when I say sound team, probably only just one person. Visually, Brotherhood United is a decent looking pixelated game. Although we appreciate it a lot and there's a nostalgic look, it's not the most impressive. Foregrounds and backgrounds are pretty generic, and many of the bros and enemies were the exact same design. The bros especially are a little bit disappointing. You keep saving the same two guys, which makes it look like the Brotherhood consists of 49% old dude and 49% long hair dude. The other 2%, I assume, is represented by you and a couple of other bros that were not captured. The boss designs are mostly pretty good, particularly the bigger and more challenging ones, and we would have loved to have seen a bit more introduction into each boss upon meeting them though. There were times where the boss music would start and we wouldn't see the boss at all. A little heads up would have been nice. Finally, the press any button animation before you get into the main menu is excellent, but is a bit graphic. We appreciate the aesthetic. It immediately gives you a feel of what this game is all about. Lots of violence. In terms of value then, Brotherhood United is honestly a very good deal. Has a lot to do with its pricing. For $8.99 in the US, $7.49 in the UK, and $8.29 in the EU, you're getting a lot of game for your money. There's 20 levels with side quests, with each of them customization options for your character, lots of weapons to play with, and of course a wonderful little co-op mode to play with a friend. It's not the best game in its genre, but for the price, it's absolutely worth it for a good laugh and a shooting good time. And if you're able to play this with someone else, it's even better. Overall then, Brotherhood United is a fun little game, has a fun charm about it. It may not be the greatest action platformer you've ever played, but for a very reasonable price, it's absolutely worth checking out to save all of your bros. The action, the shooting, and the boss fights particularly are a lot of fun, and the music is absolutely top notch. Definitely has our approval and a solid 7 out of 10. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I did say that you'd be able to win yourself a copy of Brotherhood United, and all we need you to do is leave a comment down below talking about this game or any game on the Nintendo Switch or gaming in general. Completely up to you what you want to write. We just want to hear from you, and we'll pick a winner in this Sunday's bargain video. So if you're not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification so that we can inform you if you're a winner. And of course, for all of the great content that we produce, we make bargains video every Sunday, physical releases every Monday, and in between all of that, lots of reviews and features. So it's worth your while. Ladies and gentlemen, I really do appreciate your support. As always, thank you so much. I want to thank Jason again for helping to put the script together and for playing the game. We really do appreciate it. And if you want to read this review, then head on over to www.switchwatch.co.uk. Our writers very much appreciate you visiting. So again, thank you so much. We're nearly at 50,000 subscribers. Again, we're going to give away that Switch Lite, so if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do so. My name's Juan Romero, and I'll see you again on the next one. Take care, everyone, and have a fantastic weekend.